What's up guys, new video here. It's time to get back cracking on the S13. Now I've been very busy and also have been waiting for all the rest of the parts to finish this Dogbox swap. So up next will probably be pulling the trans again and then getting the old pallet bearing out and then putting a new pallet bearing in and then so on. So the trans still is in the car. It was in the car only for mock-up, as in for the trans tunnel and stuff like that. Got it pretty mocked up pretty good, and then now I got to pull it back out to get it mechanically running and going because I don't want to push this car around to the fab shop and all that kind of stuff. It's a big pain in the ass. So today's agenda is to pull the trans back out of the car only from the trans off, leaving the bell housing on so it's not as heavy and it's not as much of a pain in the butt to get to the bell housing bolts and all that kind of stuff. So trans comes off and I get all that other stuff out of there as in the bell housing and the adapter, and then I'm going to pull out the old trans adapter pallet bushing out of the crank itself, and then putting the new RTS pallet bushing in for the Dogbox, and then leaving the trans out. And then actually I fly to California for Formula Drift. It is the last round of the season for Formula Drift. Finally, it's been a long season. 8 rounds is a lot for Pro 1. It takes a lot of time and lots of stuff goes on. So it's the last round of the season. I fly out this Wednesday. Then when I get back, I will have my new clutch and my new sponsor and the slave cylinder, and then we'll be ready to go to get this thing running and working. I'm very excited. I cannot wait to drive this thing. I can't wait to clunk it in gear for the first time. It's super exciting and I'm very stoked on this. So Hunter is coming over to help me a little bit. I don't want to strain myself pulling this trans out myself. It's a bit of a job. So yeah, Hunter will be here in a little bit and then getting this trans out, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, it is time to get this trans out of here, and Hunter stopped by to help me out.
I'm not a paid actor.
Yes, he is. I pay him just to be here.
I was paid in food.
You were. So I got the 4 tranny bolts out so far. So if you didn't know, these transmissions can come out behind the bell housing for quick access or a quick swap at a track or a comp or something like that. So there's one bolt here, one bolt there, one bolt here, one bolt there, and the trans can literally just slide out and the bell housing can stay on for a quick inspection, or you know, if trans blows or something like that. But then if you change the clutch, obviously that's all come off, but it is easier to pull it off with this first and then that, because it's pretty heavy and very tight with the chassis itself. So got all the bolts out. Now it's just these 2 tranny mount bolts and it's coming out. So there's up next. Alright, she is all off. Now this is my old fish pallet bearing adapter right here. Now I got a slide hammer with the pallet bearing jaw from AutoZone, and I'm going to pull it right out. I can't fit both in there, so I put one in there and kind of snug it behind the adapter. And I just slide it out real quick, and she comes right out. A little bit tricky, but once you get it in there, it'll work good. So my little 1-finger trick didn't work this time. I don't know why, but if you guys didn't know, AutoZone doesn't care what you do with their tools, so I grind this side down and this side down, and boop, we're in on both sides. So should be much easier now. This new iPhone quality is pretty fire. Holy moly. Bitch. Now we have the new pallet bearing from RTS. Going right in. I gotta get kind of snug on there. Get you know, a socket or something similar in size, and then hammer it on in there. Alright, so new pallet bearing is in, all set and flush on the crank, and now basically wait until I get back from California to, you know, finish it off. So I'll see you guys in like a week. Goodbye. Alright, what's up guys? Back in California. Now it's back to business getting this whole entire Dogbox swap done. And with that being said, it has taken me a while to get this swap done. And there's a lot of reasons for that. A, parts are back ordered. B, all those containers from overseas are backed up in those ships in California, so companies don't have parts. So other than that, we have almost every single part here finally. So we're missing one part, and that is my tilt and slave, and then a clutch line, and that's literally it. Now, I do have a new sponsor, and I'm very excited to show you guys. So as you guys know, before I ran the Studio 9 setup, I ran a comp clutch. It was a single disc clutch for a 350Z on the JZ, and it always ran great. But once you guys get to the big boy stuff, as in the Dogbox stuff, you definitely want to run a twin disc or triple disc, and depending on what you want, you can kind of choose from triple or twin, or sometimes you can do even a big boy single, but I didn't want to do that. So now I have a new sponsor, and that is Action Clutch. So I'm so stoked to be working with them for this next year, and this is going to be a very custom spec'd out clutch, because with this GM style dog box and the JZ engine, you got to kind of make it all into one. So this trans is a 4-speed dog box mid-valley. These are GM based, and it has GM input shafts. Now with the newer dog boxes with RTS and stuff, you can get custom shafts and specs and stuff like that, but I don't have that option with this older style dog box. So what I had to do was get the GM 26 spline, and then do their Action Clutches 1JZ twin disc 8.5, and the reason why I did 8.5 is because with these temperatures and drifting and dog boxes and all that strain on these, you definitely want to do a twin disc. All right, enough jibber jabber. Here it is. So we have my very first and brand new Action twin disc freaking super heavy duty clutch. It is big, it is super heavy, and it looks really, really good. But the sad part is you won't see this in the car because it's in the transmission. But from what we're looking at now, it looks amazing. Quality is awesome. I did cheat and look at this clutch before. I took it out of the wrapper. It's all packaged with foam in here, but I wanted to see it before I showed you guys. But yeah, it was all safe and sound in transport, and it made it here finally. Luckily, it finally got here. All the companies are really having a tough time getting parts for their, their clutches or wheels, or any kind of company that has parts coming from overseas is dealing with it right now. But we finally got it, and it's finally here. So let's dig into this thing. Alrighty, so I did go with the 8.5-inch twin disc, and that is because with these dog boxes and with drifting, the discs get very, very hot, and they wear really, really fast. On Adams S15, other cars I've heard of, they go triple disc, and they're very, very small, and they go out within an event. That's also 1,000 horsepower. I know I only have like 400 or 500 horsepower, but all longevity, I want it to last a long time. I want it to be durable. So the main goal for this is to not ever pull it out until I have to years from now, honestly. So hopefully this thing lasts a long time, which it should. And when you're doing these swaps, like I said, you want to do the twin disc, not the triple disc. But you can do a triple disc if you want, but to each their own. But yeah, this thing is amazing. And now I got to pull it apart, and then get the flywheel on, and then put this clutch on. And then next few days, the slave should be coming in, and we will be getting this thing running. There's not much left to it, but yeah, I'm super stoked to be working with Action Clutch. Shout out to Eric and Matt at Action Clutch. They've helped me out a lot. I'm very stoked to be running their stuff, and ready for what the future holds. So let's go. All right, let's get this thing apart so we can get it on the car, and then get the clutch all balanced and ready to go. Get a good look inside of this stuff. Super stoked to put this thing on the car. Thing off. Damn, that's sick. It looks so good. The Move these keepers out of the way so they stay organized. Super sick discs. Damn, those are thick. Looks super dope. So disc 1's right here. Try to touch this. I'm holding the light so you guys can see better, so hope you guys like that. Boom. Okay, so flywheel's right here, all brand new. Time to get it on the crank itself on the motor. But it's pretty self-explanatory, very simple. Just, you know, disc 2, disc 1, and it goes 2 to 1. So it goes disc 2 goes on first, keeper, and then disc 1, and then the other one, and then it goes right on. Super simple. Need a lift. So bad. Working in the garage definitely sucks. Oh man. I got my ARP flywheel bolts right here. Yes, I'll put Loctite on them after I get it fully on. So it's just to get it on the crank and engine itself. So this should not fall, because that would really fucking suck. Alright, that ain't going nowhere now, so I feel a lot better. Alright guys, next up is to get all the flywheel bolts into the crank. It's really hard for me to film this. I'll do my best. I might just time lapse it because like it's very tight under here on my back. Not much room, so I'm just doing my best to get them on with some Loctite and get them torqued down to spec and move on from there to the clutch. So after that, probably call it quits again and wait more days to get this damn slave cylinder in. So hopefully that goes well. Alright guys, the Action twin disc clutch is in the car. I'm sorry if I didn't film it that great because all this work on the ground is really hard and it's really heavy and back braking, so I try my best with that. But the clutch is on, all ready to go, all nice and installed. And now we're literally just waiting on my Tilton slave. Now I ordered the slave like weeks ago, and like I said, getting parts is a bitch right now. It sucks. So everybody's at SEMA as well, and I'm just waiting on this one slave to get this car literally mechanically done. All I need is put the slave on, bell housing on, trans in, drive shaft, and this car will, and trans fluid, and this car will literally drive. It will be done, literally, and that's it. And after that, the trans tunnel is next, and right now it looks kind of shitty because it's just a hack job, cutout, you know, crap, but when it's done, I promise it'll look really, really good. But for now, I gotta wait until the slave comes in, so that'll be the next clip. Hopefully that'll be tomorrow or as soon as possible, so I get this thing done before Black Friday, because we're definitely on a time crunch. But again, huge shout out to Action Clutch for working with me. I'm stoked to be working with them, and their products are amazing and very, very beefy and tough, and super stoked to continue on this awesome journey with a very durable clutch. Okay, next day, and I have some more parts here. My slave's still not here. It will for sure be here tomorrow. Now, I did want to go with the stock clutch master in the car with the slave. It would have worked, but the pedal feel would have been more of a street car, which is fine, but I don't want to risk it. I want to have enough pressure going down there for that slave, so I have no issues later on. So right now, before I had the stock S13 clutch master, and then tomorrow, my Willwood clutch master, upgraded clutch master, will be coming in. Now, to do that on these cars, you have the ISR performance adapter right here. So basically, this goes on the firewall, and the new clutch master will mount to this itself, so it can fit properly and work perfectly. So we have here is the new clutch line, the Dash 3 clutch line, and this is the Dash 3 remote bleeder. So basically, this line will come out of the bell housing because the slave is internal, and that will go to the slave itself. And then this bleeder right here will be on the exterior. Bleeder on this side, and then normal on this side onto the slave, so that when we bleed the clutch, we'll have enough room and a whole open space under the car to bleed the clutch. Doing a remote bleeder is the only way to properly and efficiently bleed the clutch without any struggle and stuff like that. So basically, literally all I need now is the slave, the clutch master, and gear oil, and this thing will run. So like I said, the slave is not here tonight yet, unfortunately, but tomorrow morning it will be here for sure and 100% confirmed. I overnighted it from a new place. So tonight is basically getting everything ready to go. So right when that slave gets here, you put it in, put the trans in, put the drive shaft in, put gear oil in, bleed the clutch, and this thing's gonna run in clunking gear. Finally, I'm so excited for this thing to run, so I can finally be done. And then after that, it's time for some fabrication for a new trans tunnel and new hydro mounting and stuff like that. So let's get to it. Alright, just some YouTube magic here. Boom! Okay, so adapters right here, around the OEM studs right there. Boom, in. Stock nut here, stock nut there. Alright, it's all in there, ready to go for tomorrow. And yes, tomorrow, clutch master comes in, slave comes in, and they're getting this thing finally done. Okay, so this video is getting kind of long, so I'm gonna cut it here. Next video, this car will finally be running, and I cannot wait to get this thing done and ready to go to the track. I cannot wait to clunk it in gear and just go have some fun. So I'll see you guys soon.